Oh my gosh. I've just noticed that all of these are like purple in some capacity. Am I turning into a purple girl? Hi everybody, welcome back to the stash. My name is Jess, and you can see today we have a little bit of a different setup. So today actually I am playing these two Rambouillet singles together in preparation for Tour de Fleece. Now Tour de Fleece mirrors the Tour de France bike race, and basically all the spinners get together. Some of them make teams, some of them do individual challenges, and they spin for pretty much the entirety of July, spin as much as they can, have a lot of fun doing it. So I thought I would join this year in my own capacity as a baby spinner, someone who has not been spinning super long, but I also thought I would host a challenge in my Discord. So every week there's 3 challenges in totals. I'm giving a new prompt, and I'm trying to clear my bobbin so that I can start this challenge. Now what you don't know is that the challenge started yesterday and I'm still playing my singles together. So I'm a bit late to my own party, but I thought it would be fun to kind of talk through my prompt for this week, what I intend to do with it, and talk a little bit about Tour de Fleece, what I want to do, like my goals for the whole overall challenge, and yeah, where I kind of hope to be. And to be honest, I'm kind of thrilled to be joining this year and able to do Tour de Fleece in any capacity. I remember last year watching everybody spin, sweater spins, just general challenges for Tour de Fleece, and thinking like, oh, I wish I could spin, that looks so cool. And here I am a year later. I have my own wheel. I am spinning yarn fiber that I have dyed into yarn. I've completed a couple of broken down a couple of braids, so I've got a healthy fiber stash now. So I thought it'd be really fun to kind of talk you through my plans, and so it feels like a very full circle moment for me. Not to get too cheesy, but so yeah, I thought I would be doing some chitty chatting and sharing some of my prompts with you. So if you were in my Discord, there's gonna be spoilers. I'm gonna talk about all 3 weeks of the challenge in this video, what I want to accomplish, my goals every single week for what I want to do. And then yeah, so if you were in my Discord, if you're in the challenge, there's gonna be a little bit of spoilers. To be honest, there's a bit of a spoiler anyway, because in my Discord I have created like a tracker printable, so you can keep track of what you're spinning every week, your goals, you know, all the information about your fiber, and every week has the theme on it. So there is a little bit of a spoiler anyway in the Discord, but I'm really going to spoil it, and I'm really going to go into every single week, and I'm going to show you my goals for Tour de Fleece. So the first week challenge, I have put color as the big overarching theme this week. So I would want to encourage people to dig into their fiber stashes for something that's more colorful, something maybe that they wouldn't typically reach for, to play with color in any capacity that they can. So for myself, I have chosen this braid from The Lonely Knitter. I am subscribed to her fiber club this year. So every month I get a new braid of fiber, and it is a different it's a different type of fiber as well as color. So I'm kind of excited to try different things, try different colors, try different textures I haven't worked with before as someone who's kind of newer to this. So when I thought of the prompt, I immediately thought of this braid. So this is 100 grams of Corriedale fiber, and it's called the Galaxy. This is March's colorway, and I thought it was just so beautiful with the purples and the pinks and a little bit of red. And I had initially thought it would be cool to spin 2 braids of fiber a week, but I think reality has fully taken hold and bitten me, shooken me awake a little bit, and said, absolutely not, you are not going to be able to spin 2 braids a week. That's 6 braids within a 3-week time. I don't think so, let alone plying them. I don't even have enough bobbins. So I thought instead I would just aim for 1 and see how we get on. Maybe I can do 2 if I have enough time. That is a big if. So this is Corriedale, and I love it. I think it's so pretty, so lovely, and I'm looking forward to working with it. So that is the first prompt, is color. And to be honest, I don't typically knit with or wear this color. I tend to, like, when I am thinking of colorways that I like to wear, that I like to work with, I feel like work with me, like my vibe, I tend to go for more earthy tone colors. So I'm excited to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone. You'll notice that these prompts are a little bit selfish because I want to try new things and I want to kind of push my own envelope. So I thought, what better way to do this than a challenge in my Discord where everyone can see me pushing myself to try something new. So anyway, that is my goal for this week, is to get through this braided fiber, to play with color, to do something kind of outside my comfort zone in a really fun, beautiful way with this lovely Cordell fiber. And I also want to stress that this challenge is meant to be super duper chill. I don't care if you complete every prompt, no prompts. If you're just spinning along and just want a place to talk about your spinning, my Discord is a great place. We have some lovely people in there, the kindest community. Genuinely, one of the highlights of the year for me is my Discord and getting to know people in there. So if you want to participate in the challenge, even though it's already started, it doesn't matter. If you just wanted some place to talk about your spinning, or you want a community to be a part of, please join my Discord. I will put the link in the description of the video so that you can join anytime you want. So week 2 of the challenge, I have titled Earth and Texture. So I would encourage people in my Discord and myself to play with texture this week, to play with different color placements, to play potentially with a fiber they haven't worked with before, something more rustic, or maybe like an earthy color palette. I wanted to kind of make these challenges a bit broad and open to interpretation, so it doesn't matter if you are like the proest of spinners or you're just getting started. There's something for everybody, because I know that not everybody has like a really juicy fiber stash. I have some fiber, but I don't have loads and loads and loads, so I thought make this as broad as possible. Anyway, so Earth and Texture. This braid, if you watched my fiber stash video, you'll have seen this. So this is 100% Cormo fiber. This is actually 8 ounces, which is a little bit over 200 grams of fiber. This is going to be tough. This is probably going to be the bottleneck of the challenge for me, because this is basically 2 braids worth of fiber. So I got this fiber in a swap from Lauren of Treehouse Knits, and this is a one-of-a-kind colorway, so it doesn't have a name, but it's really beautiful. I chose it for the challenge because it does have a beautiful earthy palette, and the Cormo fiber just feels gorgeous, and the texture of it feels lovely. So I thought earth, texture, earthy palette, lovely texture. This is the one that I'm going to go for this week. So this is probably going to be, this is going to be my big challenge of Tour de Fleece, to get through this braid within a week. I am cautiously optimistic about this. I think this will look really beautiful. I'm kind of curious to see how this works up once it's spun. Yeah, so I think going from this to this is going to be a big jump. I love the idea of pairing color and then earthy next to each other, so you can kind of see which one I generally gravitate towards, but I think this is going to surprise me in ways I didn't realize. I'm not going to be applying them together. I'm going to individually spin them for different projects. I think it'd be really cool to apply all of my clubs with Laura into like one of the shifty shawls from Andrew Mowry, something that's really textured, not really gauge centric. So I love the idea of pairing hand spun with shawls or hats, or something that's not super gauge reliant, because obviously hand spun, especially in the beginning when you're not the most consistent, it can be, the more flexible you can be with your patterns, the better. So yeah, I think a shawl, something like this with a couple of these colorways together, would look really, really pretty. So week 2, Earth and Texture, this Juicy Cormo is going to be my challenge braid for that week. Okay, and then week 3, I thought the theme for that is soothing spins. So soothing spins, I thought, play with potentially, if you have anything with silk in your stash, a more luxury fiber, something that's relaxing, something that feels really soft and buttery. And I immediately thought of this braid that I bought off of Libby from Needle and Fred. This is Alpaca, BFL, and Polworth braid. So I thought this would be such a lovely fiber to work with for the last week of the challenge, because it's so soft. It's like the alpaca makes it absolutely gorgeous, along with the Polworth. The BFL adds a little bit of luster to it. So I thought for soothing spins, this would be a very soothing spin for me. And I've never worked with alpaca before, so I think this would be a really interesting challenge, and like a leveling up of my skills to kind of see what the alpaca feels like, works like. I think what I'm excited about with Tour de Fleece is working with fibers that I haven't worked with before. I mean, I have a decent fiber stash, as you've seen in the video about my fiber stash, but the problem is for me, the bottleneck is usually that I don't have a lot of time to do loads and loads of spinning. Obviously, with running the business and having 2 really young kids, my time is not necessarily all of my own, which is fine. It's just the season of life I'm in. But I'm looking forward to Tour de Fleece because I'm intentionally carving out time to work on these goals and these projects and work through the challenges in the Discord. So I need to finish playing this today so that I can actually cast this on, start breaking this braid down today, and get started. So my goal is to vlog some of my spins for Tour de Fleece, and then at the end of the month upload a vlog talking through my different projects, telling you what I did and did not accomplish, which is kind of scary because then I have to have something to show you people, which means I actually have to get my rear in gear and finish spinning all of this. So if you are curious about my e-spinner, this is an electric eel 6.1. I also talked about this in my last fiber video. I have a question for any knowledgeable spinners who are familiar with this particular wheel. It shakes a lot, so I don't have it like super high in terms of the speed, but it will vibrate a lot when I'm spinning it. I'm not sure if that's user error, if that's just what happens with electric eels. I feel like it might be a little bit top heavy with a bobbin sometimes, so it's heavier than the base, which means it kind of vibrates. So if you have any advice for me, that would be fantastic. So anyway, I would love to hear from you about your Tour de Fleece plans. I would love to know what type of fiber you're looking at spinning. If you are participating in a challenge, if you're not in my Discord and you're participating in another challenge, what are you hoping to accomplish during Tour de Fleece? I think it would be super fun to share in the comments. So please share with me in the comments. I want to hear all about your cool plans. And then, yeah, I will see you back here with a vlog full of finished and spun fibers.